Reports say a Russian position in central Toretsk was obliterated by a Tu-7 Pion, directed by the Ukrainian 100th Brigade. Enemy suicide squads with ammo falter as Ukrainian artillery dismantles their efforts. As of October 11, 2024, Ukrainian forces controlled approximately 40 to 50% of Toretsk, actively resisting Russian advances. Despite intense combat, Ukrainian defenders have effectively utilized the city's industrial infrastructure to fortify positions, hindering Russian progress. The Kavkazskaya oil transshipment point in Krasnodar Krai burns into its fourth day after the drones strike. Once a critical hub for 6 million tons of annual oil exports, it's now just charred rubble and ash. Russian fighters can't divvy up joint combat needs costs. Finding the culprit, they decided to throw him a real bash with loud music right in the trench. On video, RF's 810th Brigade fighting in Kursk.
Предложение, сучка!
Нет. Мужик не сломать.
Да я тебе сейчас не то, что сломаю, ты охуеешь. Если ты в ящик будешь спросить.
Ты же мужик.
Я там мужик.
Ну что плачешь тогда?
А что ты хули заистерила? Ты сиди нормально, как мужик.
Ты же всегда газуешь до талого. Тебе же всегда все не нравится. Я сегодня только, сучка, потратил 30 своих денег.
Да я сам.
И вам это об этом не говорю.
Да батуха, ну бля, я же начал.
Мразь ебучая. Чё? Да это уже 150 те, которые были. Я еще сегодня своих 30-ку залупил.
Братан, ну я же начал.
Мразь, я об этом никому не говорю и не плачу.
Ты можешь его
Что
потом
своим?
тоже обоссать.
Я же не плакал, ты сказал.
Как мне сказал, вы потратили столько денег, ты видела, сучка, бунгал.
Как
Мразь.
я буду, это как
У кого ты будешь лежать, сучка, и будешь
Будешь
работать.
сосать. А? Чё?
Давай музыку погромче.
Да, сейчас я его потом скажу.
Here we go again. Russians babbling about Polish mercenaries supposedly tortured people in Sudzha. The parade of sick lies about Kursk martyrs rolls on. As always, Solovyov's propaganda screeches the loudest. With TASS humming along in perfect harmony, Polish mercenaries fighting on the side of the Ukrainian armed forces pose the greatest danger to the civilians of the Sudzhansky district. This was stated by Sergei Kuzmin, head of the Makhnovsky Rural Council, during a broadcast on Solovyov Live. Ukrainian intelligence drones dodged Russian Pantsir-S 1 missile fire during an operation in occupied Crimea, targeting Russian air defense, ships, and helicopters. Frequent Ukrainian strikes on Crimea have become a major headache for Russia, targeting military bases, supply depots, and naval assets. These attacks have significantly weakened Russia's Black Sea fleet, forcing it to relocate vessels and limiting its ability to project power. Key logistics hubs and air defenses have also been damaged, disrupting supply chains and troop movements. The constant threat of missile and drone strikes has made Crimea a vulnerable and costly territory to defend. Additionally, these attacks have shaken Russian morale, as explosions in Sevastopol and other occupied areas undermine the illusion of security and control. Russians are starting to realize their nation is dying out. Migrants push them out of cities, and central policies destroy remote regions. Who'd have guessed? They forgot to mention their dictator Putin is driving this extinction.
I am originally from Murmansk, yes. We left, my parents took me from there back in the early 2000s. I constantly keep in touch with the guys from there. The city is dying, and dying cities all along this Arctic route, which has been trying to be revived for like 5 years already. We're going to fix everything now, but there's no one there. Everyone has either died or left. Few people are left. We won't be able to handle the race, the Arctic race in reality, as a matter of fact. What you are saying about emptiness. Our northern Arctic cities. This is part of the overall depopulation of Great Russia. We are dying out across the country. It's not very noticeable in Moscow because everyone moves there, including migrants, the fifth column, who themselves, in the long run, there is a huge problem. We will definitely address this point again. And consequently, Russians are dying out everywhere, in Russian villages across all of Russia. Russian soldiers have always been resilient because for the most part they were peasants. Peasants are hardy, unpretentious, patient and resourceful. You carried them through all the previous wars and now our peasantry is practically gone. Including for this reason, this war is so difficult, the one happening now. Russians are dying out on the outskirts of Russia and there is already dominance. Throughout the local population, Russians are dying out in central Russia in big cities. Migrants are being brought there en masse, taking their place. Accordingly, it is not surprising that Russians are dying out in Arshe.
Putin signed a decree forcing Ukrainian passport holders to leave Russia by September 10th. The goal: pressure residents of occupied territories to take Russian citizenship and put Ukrainians in Russia under tighter control, pushing them into mobilization or forced contracts. Last night was quite tense for both sides, as you probably noticed. But I think we'll wrap this up fairly soon, Trump said.
Do you give Putin a deadline for the ceasefire?
Not a deadline, but I think we'll have one. I think, they're going at it pretty heavy right now, as you probably saw, both of them. But I think we'll have it done fairly soon.
After Putin rejected your ceasefire law.
They didn't reject anything, and they do have sanctions. They have a lot of sanctions. They have just about more sanctions than anybody.
The European Union has found and begun to successfully use an algorithm to bypass Hungary's veto on decisions to support Ukraine, reports Deutsche Welle. According to the publication, the disagreements between Hungary and other EU countries over the war in Ukraine became even more apparent when Budapest refused to sign a joint summit statement for the second time in 2 weeks. However, instead of spending hours negotiating with Prime Minister Viktor Orban to ensure the unanimity of all 27 member states, as often happened at previous summits, the other states simply continued their work. EU diplomats have recognized that there is no point in wasting time trying to reach a consensus that is unlikely to be possible. What used to be perceived as a serious split has now become commonplace.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. He's doing the job every day.